Hey Jesters, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a topic Wednesday, and this week's theme is my opinion on age differences in friendships. So let's get started. Okay, so here's just my opinion, what I think. This is not what everyone has to believe or has to think, but basically my thoughts on this. I have a lot to say because it kind of hurts me when people get mad at me for different ages. So I don't think in friendships it matters what age you are. I think as long as you're somewhat around the same maturity level, you don't have to be completely random, but like somewhat. Like you can't, like a 2-year-old can't really be friends with like a 20-year-old. I mean, you kind of can be if you're more like, you know, taking care of them as your friend. That's not really being a friend, that's more being like a babysitter or like a parent. So I wouldn't technically call that like a friend, but it's still kind of friend, so you can still call that a friend. But like, if you're a friend, if you're like 19 and you're friends with a 14-year-old, you can kind of still somewhat be on the same maturity level and still be friends. I wouldn't say that's a problem. If you want to be friends with them, go ahead. That's not a problem. I'm not saying you should have all friends that are younger than you, though. You should have some friends that are around your age. And I wouldn't say have all friends that are older. I would say it's better for you to have friends that are older, though. But, yeah. It just really gets me really mad when people like are like, oh, you're 19, I'm like 13, that's weird. Like, I just feel bad people kind of find that weird. I'm not saying I won't be friends with anybody under the age of 6, under the age of 10. I want to be 11 and up. Oh no, 10 and up I meant. And I wouldn't be friends with anybody over the age of like 40 maybe, which is a big age range, and I know, but I have friends of like all different ages. I have friends from like, right now I'm just going to say I have friends from like ages 12, I would say. I don't think I'm anybody younger than that. Maybe I'm an 11-year-old. No, I think I'm 12. 12 to like 20, yeah. Maybe 24. I have one that's kind of my friend. She's not really my friend. But yeah, most of my friends are over the internet, so that's even more. Have to be aware of having older friends over the internet. But in real life, I would say, have a friend. It doesn't really matter what age you have, because it's just, as long as like, you both kind of have the same maturity level, and you guys both, you know, get along, and you're both okay with having different age ranges. I find it very, very, like, weird and not good and kind of gross to have in a relationship having a very big age gap. I've heard stories on Snapchat, because I have this like Snapchat story, and it's like love or something. I don't know what it's called, something like that. And it basically tells about like someone who's normal and then someone that's disability dating or different age ranges or all this type of stuff. And it's just couples that aren't like common type of stories it tells, and a lot of them are different ages. And I've heard people who are like 20 and then some are 6 and they're dating. And I find that very weird when it's dating. But when you're friends, it's kind of different because you're not actually dating them. So I find that more okay when you're friends. Because my sister, she used to, before the pandemic started, she used to volunteer at the senior's house. And some of the seniors there became her friend. Not like she would hang out with them outside of the senior's house because they can't really go out anyway. But whenever she goes to the senior's house to volunteer, she'll hang with them and be like, oh, you're my friend. I mean, she doesn't have them on social media or anything because they're old and they don't have social media. So, it's not really weird to me that she has friends at seniors. Whatever. You know. And my sister's 20, by the way. Oh, no, not 20. She's 22. But I always think she's 23. She's not 23. Yeah, she's 22. Okay. Sorry, I really thought she was 23. Anyway, so I would just say do it at your own risk, because, you know, you don't want to become with friends with people that are too old and then they do something bad to you, or you don't become friends with someone who's too young and then they influence you when you act so much young. You want to kind of be in the balance of like friends that are like kind of younger than you but not like too much younger or not too much older. So yeah, those are my thoughts and just what I think. I just have a lot to say because it just gets me really like mad when people are like, you can't be friends with someone this age because they're too much younger than you, or you can't be friends with someone this age because they're too much older. Like, I don't think that that's bad. But like I said before, I'm not saying don't have friends who are underage. You can have friends who are underage. It's better to have friends who are underage, I would probably say. But if you have more friends that are younger than you or more friends that are older than you, that is not bad. I would not say that that's bad. Unless, this is the only time where it's kind of bad, is when you're going to school and you only really have friends that are older than you, and they graduate before you, and then you're still in high school, and then you have nobody because all your friends who have already graduated. That's where it kind of sucks, because then you're kind of lonely. So that's why it's kind of nice to have some friends who are underage, and then some friends that are older. Or just have a lot of IPFs and you can just text them, even though you're lonely and you're sitting by yourself at school. At least you're texting people and you're not lonely because you're texting them. But it's kind of not the same, but it's kind of the same. So yeah, that's my thing about this. That's my opinion. Comment down below your guys' opinion, and comment down below the lowest age friend you have, and how. First tell me how old you are, then tell me the lowest, like the youngest friend you have, and then the oldest friend you have. And yeah, I'm just curious to know if you guys have friends around your age. Mostly you're actually quite a bit younger. And also, people say, I'm just gonna say this before I end the video, people say that when it's your sibling, it's not as weird because it's like it's your sibling. But your sibling is your sibling. And yes, they might be your sibling, so we might not find it that weird if your sibling's like, let's just say your sibling is like 5 and you're like 10. So they're 5 years apart from you. And people are like, oh my god, why are you friends with that person? And they're like, oh, but it's my sibling. And they're like, oh yeah, that's not weird. But at the same time, like, even though they're your sibling, it's just a normal person. Like, they might be your sibling, they might live with you. And you might be like, oh, they're kind of my friend just because, you know, they're like someone I can always hang out with because I don't always have someone to hang out with. And yes, I agree with that. But at the exact same time, I wouldn't find it, like, different than having just a normal friend that's not your sibling and that's 5 years younger than you. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Some people might be like, oh yeah, well, it's my sibling, so it's kind of different. But I don't feel like it's kind of different. Anyway, so yeah. Subscribe, comment, and please, bye, listeners.